Welcome back to Noka Media, your source for Northern Ontario homegrown media content.
Robert Boucher, a candidate for mayor in Timmins, has posted another video, this one addressing sewage. This is video number 40 in his series. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello everyone, Robert Boucher here, candidate for mayor of Timmins. But I'm warning you now, today's subject is a little gross, a little boring, smells a little bit, but unfortunately, it's very important. But I will do my best to keep it lighthearted, as we are today talking about sewage.
That is one big pile of shit.
That's right. A resident asked me to look into the co-digestion project. When people ask me serious questions, I do the research. Once I started digging into it,
do not go in there. Woo!
I discovered there might actually be a valuable idea here, underneath obviously all the poop jokes. Timmins already uses an anaerobic digester at the Matogamy Wasteland plant, right behind me. Microorganisms break down sewage, solids, and without oxygen, producing methane. The city uses this gas and the digestion process as energy for the boilers. Co-digestion, adding separate foods, organic waste, potentially producing more biogas while keeping organic material out of the landfill. That's pretty good. So yes, we are trying to create more energy from poop leftovers. The possible benefits are real. Less waste in landfill, more renewable energy, potential savings, and perhaps new regional service for Timmins. But I do not want to buy a vehicle just after reading the brochure. And I'm definitely not approving a giant poop machine just because the PowerPoint had a green leaf on it. This is where my background matters, protecting the environment. It's not just a campaign line I picked up this year. Most of you know me as Reptile Rob, as a business owner, but at my core, I'm a naturalist. I built, owned, and operated a honeyberry farm. I kept my own honeybees, learned how closely pollinators, plants, soil, weather, water are all connected. I built trout ponds and crocodile enclosures. I also maintained self-sustaining indoor ecosystems for freshwater systems, complex marine reef aquariums. When living things depend on your decisions, environment science stops being a theory. I've worked with pH, temperature, dissolved oxygen, ammonia, nitrates, nitrites, bacteria, nutrient cycles, biological load. When somebody puts water readings in front of me, it's not mumbo jumbo. Those readings can show whether a living system is healthy, stressed out, off balance, or quite approaching failure. Does the system work or not? I know. And just because I kept a reef aquarium doesn't mean I'm a waste engineer.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
We have licensed engineers, environmental professionals, and I will listen to them. But I can understand the conversation. I can change assumptions. I can read information myself and ask the next question. That is a hands-on biological, agriculture, aquatic business skill set I have not seen any other candidate demonstrate. And it matters because our existing digesters have serious problems. The city reported persistent issues, unplanned sludge hauling, increased chlorine demand, and $2.7 million in emergency repair costs. The 2026 budget includes $1 million per year for digester cleaning.
$1 million.
And $1.2 million reclining that hatch replacement. Digester number 1 is also supposed to be taken out of service by October 31st for repairs. Those problems were not caused by co-digestion. But before adding any more material, I want proof the existing system is repaired, stable, and ready. If your toilet is already making strange noises, that is probably not the best time to invite the whole neighborhood over for some chili. The latest public documents I found show design work, not final co-digestion construction awarded. City Council approved a 30% preliminary design. In 2026, this includes another $500,000 for a design. The city reporter says future phases are to return to council for approval. So can I stop it? I cannot cancel an entire project by myself, nor am I willing to say I will. There is no giant red button on the mayor's desk that says stop the poop. But I can push further. I can push for more information. And I can vote against approvals. I can demand an updated environmental operation and financial review. And I could also build the council support needed to stop the next phase if evidence says we should not proceed. Once I have full access to the municipal files, I will review this project in its entirety. I want to know what will be accepted, what won't be accepted, where will it come from, how contamination will be controlled. I want complete costs. I want realistic energy savings. And I want a clear plan for the digestate left behind. I want to know how our soil, our groundwater, our rivers, our wildlife will be protected. And if outside communities send their organic waste here, I want to know exactly what Timmins will receive in return. Their trucks will use our roads. Their waste will use our infrastructure. Our people would carry the responsibility. Timmins should not become Northern Ontario's toilet, unless they're willing to pay us extremely well. That's a smart business. Maybe well enough to get our own recreation center. Built up wind, quite good deal, of course. Potty humor aside, this is a serious discussion. If co-digestion can safely extend landfill life, produce useful energy, protect our environment, and provide a fair return for Timmins, I'll support it. But if the plant is not ready, if the environmental protections are weak, or if the numbers stink worse than the material going into it, I will lead the effort to stop the next phase. I care deeply about protecting our environment, not because it's election season, because I've spent years working with living systems and seeing how everything is connected. Nature gives you warning signs. You just need someone at the table who understands what they mean. I'm Robert Boucher, and this is more than enough talk about poop for one day. Tomorrow we'll talk about something nearly every young fan asks me about when I get stopped on the road to get a selfie or a photo with them. Will you bring esports to Timmins in the winter? And then they ask, of course, what games? Now, I won't go into that much detail. We will revisit this topic, but stay tuned and join us again tomorrow. And
If you want to see more of Robert's videos, you can check him out on Facebook.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have a story or event you would like to see featured on this channel, just send us an email at nocaudits@gmail.com.